Hey guys, what's going on? Sherman here, and just got this package via UPS. Been waiting for it for a while, and it's a moment of truth to see if my ZT drama will finally be sorted out once and for all. And if you guys aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, I'll just kind of fill you guys in real quick. For those of you, if you may be a new subscriber, you haven't been keeping up. I got a ZT-0560 about 2 months back, and it had blade play. Sent it back to Kai Cutlery, you know, Kershaw or ZT, whatever you want to call them. And they sent it back to me and said that there was no problem. Well, it had horrible blade play, so I was very frustrated that they told me that it had nothing wrong with it. So I sent it back to another person, and they replaced the titanium frame. Sent it back to me. I got it. It had the same amount, if not even more blade play. So I was even more frustrated and sent it back to them a third time, which was this last time. Alright, so there's that. Let me catch you guys up who have been following this since the beginning. Alright, so sent it back to them. They told me they didn't know what was wrong with it after they had 6 people in the warranty repair and tech department look at it. They didn't know what was wrong with it, didn't know why it had blade play, and especially that it was audible. You could hear the fact that it had play, which they said they have never experienced before. So they issued me a full replacement. Now, you may see by the title that it says 0561. I know that's not a typo. They said that they were sold out, or didn't have any more in their factory 560s, but they had some 561s. So they just sent me one of those. But let me go back just a little bit and discuss something that kind of confused me before I unbox this. They told me that they were getting some new 0560s and 561s in, and if I wanted to wait. So I told them, yeah, I'd like to wait to see if I could get, see if they can go through those and find me the most solid one possible. So 2 weeks went by. This was 1 week ago, actually. So 2 weeks went by after that anyway. And they told me they got them in, and the man told me that he tested 80 0560s and 40 561s. And he said they all had lock flex. So either some people down there don't know what they're talking about, either that or they lied to me, or I don't know what. Because I find it really hard to believe that 80 of their knives are going to have blade play. So I'm thinking they just don't really know. So anyway, let's get to the bottom of this. This is a brand new knife, full replacement from Kai. So I'm happy about that because I knew that the problem was unrepairable. Alright, I'm still really excited about this. This is like this is a brand new knife. 561. Alright. It's a moment of truth, guys. Okay. That's really nice. It's actually a much darker brown than I thought. Ooh. That is nice looking. Okay, so it's got the more polished titanium side, which I like more, I think. The more I look at it, the more I like it. This is a lot more polished than the original scale that was on my 560. Yeah, the brown is, it's much different in person. Online in pictures, it looks like a very light brown, but in person it's actually like it's almost like a chocolate brown. It's like what they consider the dark earth. Alright, moment of truth, let's see. Very smooth, that's not an issue. Oh, they sanded down some of the jimping. That's good. That feels a lot better. Feels absolutely rock solid. Maybe a little bit of side to side, which that's easily fixable. Oh, and the lock is really smooth too. No real sticking issues. Maybe there's a little stick, but it's to be expected. It's brand new. Let's take a look at the geometry. It's about 40%, I'd say. The lock is also cut a little bit differently. The blade tang, I mean, it looks much more aggressive than the 560 that I had. Let's see what the serial number is. Okay, it's 1058. It's not bad. Feels great. I'm not gonna lie about that. This feels great. Alright, it has no rebound issues, meaning that sometimes with these heavy blades, when you fold them, they'll hit they'll go back, hit the stop pin so hard that they actually pop back out. This one doesn't have issues. You can deploy it with the thumb stud very easily. Well, when you flick it out, like a nice smooth controlled opening, still a little bit harder unless you manipulate the flipper with your index finger at the same time. Yeah, he said that when they sent it, it doesn't have detent issues, which he's right. You know, they fixed a lot with this model. Like I said, the jimping isn't as harsh, the detent isn't so strong that it's hurting my index finger to flip it out, so that's good. Like I said, my finger isn't hurting from the sharp jimping. It is still aggressive, but it's not, I mean, it's hard to explain unless you guys have owned one. If you guys own an older generation 0560 or 561, you'll know what I'm talking about exactly. They really softened up that jimping. You couldn't do this before. Not without it looking like you just ran your finger through a food processor. So that's good, I like that. And also, that was my main complaint, the jimping on the lock bar was too aggressive, but they fixed that up. There's no sticking issue. Looks to be an older model because, or a newer model, I mean. The older versions, I believe the first 500 or so, the lock bar was cut out and there's a much wider gap. But because it was machine cut out, I believe, or laser cut, these are actually water jet. And they started doing that after the first 500 or so. Pocket clip has a little bit of wiggle in it, just need to tighten up those screws. It's no big deal. I actually have another one of these pocket clips in the house because I told them somehow that engraving rubbed off on my clip just from extracting this out of my pocket a few times. It just completely rubbed off. You couldn't see where it said ZT anymore, so I don't get it. So they sent me a brand new pocket clip. And I've heard people say that's stainless steel. It looks like titanium to me, and it bends like titanium. Because titanium will flex without it. How am I going to word that? Titanium will bend more than steel will, but it won't break. That's just titanium's property. Titanium is strong, but it's not as hard as steel. A lot of gunk built up on that lock face. Is that carbonized? No, I think it's just gunk. Hold on, let me get it. Alright, I can tell you something different that they did. This is going to be really hard to show in this video. The tang face was just roughly cut. It was just cut that way or milled, however they machine it. Alright? The blade is stone washed. It's very light, but it is a stone washed finish. Isn't it? Yeah. It's very light stone wash, just like my other one. Just like all of them are. But the one difference is that on mine, the tang that was cut for the lock bar was actually stone washed as well, and it made it very smooth. And I think that was some of the problem with the lock slipping like it did, is because it was a smoothed surface. More so than that. The blade centering is absolutely, looks like it's absolutely perfect. Fin finish wise, I'm very, very impressed. They told me that they don't meet the G10 with the steel frame on all their knives on purpose because they are afraid of the blade stops, aka the thumb studs, from hitting the G10 and breaking it, which I know for a fact that could never happen. It would never break that G10. Like I said, that is the solid feel that I've been looking for, guys. I'm finally super impressed with the ZT knife. So this is what my 560 should have been. You know, the lock is very smooth, there's no stick. I don't detect any real noticeable blade play. I mean, if I really move this up and down, I mean, it's just absolute minuscule amount of movement, but I mean, it's like nothing. And I think that what tiny microscopic bit of movement there might be, I think that will actually get worked out over time, whereas the play I had before was just unexcusable. So this is a fantastic knife. I'm going to put some pictures up of it on my Facebook, because I think you'll get a better feel for the color if you guys are looking into getting one of these, because like I said, it is much darker in person. Which is funny, because the ones that I saw up at Blade Show that they had, the 0561s, the coloration was like a tan. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the Bento Box exclusive Manix 2 that had the tan handle scales. That's what it looked like in person. But, you know, and in pictures, California Weapon Guys, 0561, his looks like it's a tan. Like a very light cream color. If you guys like a kind of like a khaki color, I guess that's the best way I can describe it for you guys. But this is a dark earth. Like, this is much darker than khaki. But it's kind of hard to make out in the video. Also, one more thing. Edge feels perfect. Feels pretty sharp. I mean, ZT grinds a very nice edge on their knives. They almost feel polished. Like, they don't leave a toothy edge on it. Like, they polish it. But I'm going to put it on my ceramic rod anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah. Like, Kershaw, I mean, you know, it's just pretty much the same thing. Kershaw and ZT, all the same. They're all under the same roof. It's all owned by Kai Cutlery. They do just a fantastic job on their edges. So I am absolutely 100% pleased with this knife, guys. So seems like drama is over. Yeah, that's rock solid. Can't get any play out of that. Perfect. Very pleased. You get the Sherman 2 thumbs up. Alright guys, expect to see this in more videos, see it in pictures, see it in my pocket. I'll be seeing it in my dreams. I love this knife so much. That's why it was really upsetting me that my old one had issues. I don't mind it's a 561 at all. It's the exact same knife, just with a brown scale, because this is actually the one I wanted originally, but they were sold out. And Blade HQ has coming soon aftermarket scales from ZT, and they're in different colors. They have OD green, orange, blue, Digicam, which doesn't have the same pattern. It's like the Spyderco military and paramilitary Digicam. You know, the one that has the paper underneath the G10, so you can't mold any shape into it, or you'll cut it out. I believe they have jade as well. You know, it's just natural G10s, the translucent. And they have blue and black layered. And it's all on that same CNC machine milled pattern. It's just in different colors. And they're like $65 a piece, which is the same price you pay from Rick Hinderer himself to get XM18 aftermarket scales. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I really want a blue scale for this. You know, I know that kind of defeats the purpose of it being tactical, but I don't really care. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this little trilogy, this little path that we've been going on together. Yeah, this little story, you know, because you guys have been really keeping up with my ZT drama. But they finally got it right. You know, they finally made it right with me, so I'm very happy about that. It only took 4 tries to do it. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Very thankful for this. Alright guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman 614. Peace.